Hello everyone, welcome to Sade's Tarot Tea. I decided that I want to try to do a reading on Michael Jackson. And the reason I'm dressed like this is because I was trying to channel his thing in Thriller. I don't know why I said thing. I'm trying to channel his vibe in Thriller. I don't know. I was trying to channel like a dark thing going on since it's Halloween. Literally, I'm recording this video before October 1st. So I figure what cool way to start off my Halloween series for tarot and astrology than Michael Jackson. I don't know. I just wanted to do like a whole like Michael Jackson thing to start off, this whole thing with. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to first see if he'll let me pull on him. If not, then I have to respect what he wants. And I'll just do like a chart reading on him, which is kind of still pulling on his energy, but it's more so looking at his chart, and that will tell me what kind of person he was, which we kind of already know, but I figure why not, right? Okay, guys, so I have asked Michael if it's okay to pull on him, and he actually came out very fast for me, which was kind of like scary, but at the same time, it wasn't. But he said no, which I am not surprised that he said no. It was like a fast no. It was like a no. I don't want you to pull on me. I was like, okay, like that's fine. So I asked him if I can at least read his birth chart. He didn't really know, of course, what that was. So I just kind of like explained, oh, it's like where, like I pull on your energy and he's like, no. And I was like, hold on, like it's like where I just talk about the kind of person you were. And then he kind of let up a little bit, so I just kept pulling. I have some of that footage in here. It was so quick, guys, that I kind of got scared. I was like, okay, like that's weird. Usually it takes a minute for me to like pull, but I used my major arcana deck, and that's pretty strong. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and read his birth chart. Really apologize to those of you guys who wanted a reading on Michael Jackson, but unfortunately he said no, like I said, and I have to respect what he wants. And it was crazy, guys. Like I said, the Chariot card came out, and that was a straight no. So I am shocked, guys. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. His sun is in Virgo, his moon is in Pisces, his Mercury is in Leo, his Venus is in Leo, his Mars is in Taurus, and his rising is in Pisces. So if you guys know the way that I read birth charts, I pretty much don't need my cards to pull on anyone. So we should be able to still get a really good reading on him. But if there is something that I feel Michael has blocked me intuitively, then I won't speak on it. So we're just gonna go ahead so that I respect his wishes. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with that Pisces rising and his sun in Virgo. I feel like with these two, I feel like with his Pisces rising, he was someone as a little boy, I felt like he felt things very fast, very easily, and he got very scared, I feel like, of the things that he felt. I feel like it was really hard for him to adapt in this world because he was really scared a lot of times with how like people would perceive him, how people would judge him, how people would speak about him. Even when he was little, I'm seeing him like hide behind like his parents. I'm seeing him like hide behind their legs a lot. I know that sounds like something out of a movie, but I'm literally seeing Michael like hide behind people when he was little. Like I feel like he was very like shy, and he was very scared of everything. So I just see him hiding a lot, guys. It's just crazy. I see him hiding a lot, and I see him being very artistic, but to the point where his parents like wanted to take advantage of that, which is something that we kind of already know with his parents. Um I feel like they took something so innocent with his, what's crazy is like he didn't really want to talk to me, but he's kind of saying a little bit to me. So this is interesting. So thank you, Michael, if you are in fact trying to come through. But I'm getting like little bits and pieces of messages that he says it's okay to talk about. But he said unfortunately and I'm feeling his father and kind of his mother in a way too, like she was a little bit afraid to step up and be like the mom that Michael needed. So a lot of times, like his father took the lead a lot, and I feel like his father, not just with Michael but his other siblings, like they really wanted them to like be a meal ticket, which again, that's something we already know about Michael, but that's what's coming out in his energy. So I'm not trying to speak obvious things, guys. I'm sorry. Like that just came out for him. I feel like too, I was gonna say that his people in his family, not just his parents, but I'm picking up on an uncle, um, they really took his dream and like turned it into like something that was so toxic. And he actually, like, I'm hearing he loved music, but he hated performing, he hated singing, he eventually hated that stuff because it was something that he was like forced to do. Like it became his he became his own worst enemy. I also feel like when Michael was younger, he got made fun of for being African American a lot. I feel like when he looked in the mirror, he would see a different person. Like he wouldn't see like himself. Like you wouldn't see an African American boy. He would see like, I've never heard of this before, but he would see like, I don't even know if there's something called this, but like he would see himself almost like a different skin tone is what I'm hearing. This sounds so crazy. I don't even know if this is legit, guys, but just let me know like if this actually this what is it called? What am I trying to say? Like this you know how some people have like body dysmorphia? Well, I'm seeing when he was younger, not saying when he was a little boy, but when he was like as he was getting older, he didn't like the skin he was in. He didn't like he would picture himself being a different person. I don't want to say completely a different skin tone, but almost kind of like that is what I'm seeing. Um so that's really interesting. So with his Pisces rising, I was talking about the Pisces rising. I feel like he got sick a lot too when he was younger. I'm getting that he would get a cold a lot, or he would just get affected by like people's energy, so that would make him sick. So this makes sense too why I'm seeing him cover up, his kids a lot when he was still living on this earth. Like he would, we always saw the kids, like we never got to really see their faces. And that's because like, well, one, he wanted to protect their privacy, but two, like he was like very OCD. Like he was super OCD. When he was younger, he would get sick a lot, like I said. So this transferred into his adulthood, and so he was very very OCD about things. um I feel like too Michael would have a lot of intuitive dreams, not only because he's a Pisces moon and a Pisces rising, but I feel like that did play a big role, but I just feel like he dreamed a lot in like color, and he saw a lot of what was going on in the world, and it just like really affected him. And it sucks because like I'm getting emotional because he would get emotional. Like he was highly, guys, I don't think people understand, but he was like highly affected by the way the world was moving. That explains too why he would sing about a lot of horrible things going on in the world, and just like how we need to like love each other better, we need to accept each other better, because like things like that really affected him, things like that really hurt him. And he has a really soft heart, and I hear his voice, like he really spoke that soft. He actually spoke a lot softer than we would hear him, but he would have his team would like tell him like, oh, Michael, you need to speak up more, you need to speak up more, because he was super shy. Like he's so shy, and just getting him to talk to me was kind of hard, but it wasn't at the same time, because I feel like I've been kind of like trying to talk to Michael like most of my time being psychic, of trying to start this channel because I'm really interested in the type of person he is, and it's a genuine curiosity. And as I always say, in the spiritual realm, they can feel that. They can feel when someone is like very genuine. And, I'm not going to speak about any of the controversy that happened with him, because he doesn't want it to be that. He doesn't want the focus to be on that. So I'm just like respecting what he wants, to be honest. I also feel like Michael, being a Virgo sun with that Leo Venus and the his Mercury in Leo, I feel like he was very opinionated. This is a side of him that people unfortunately didn't get to see because you had to be like very close with him to see it. He spoke out. I mean, we can kind of see that through his music, that Mercury Leo coming out. We could see how opinionated he could get, but when he really was comfortable with those people that he really cared about, or the people that he felt the most safest with, which was rare. Um, he he was very boisterous. He really spoke out and talked to people about what he was thinking, his vision, where he wanted to go in life. He was such a light to be around. Like people really enjoyed being around Michael because he was someone that really listened when you spoke to him. He really listened to you. He really made you feel welcomed. And honestly, he has a very kind um, energy about him, very kind. And but at the same time, his energy feels kind of lost in a sense because he always had his identity taken from him, especially when he was younger. He always had his identity taken. So one thing that I will say that Michael says it's kind of okay to talk about is that some of what am I trying to say? Some of the accusations that people said about him, a lot of those he's saying that that's not true. Like a lot of people just wanted to make up stories about him because um they didn't understand him and he was very quiet, so people felt like they had to make a story about him. And he feels kind of annoyed about it because like he wishes he would have spoke out more and would have been more boisterous and kind of like put those rumors to rest, because unfortunately he hates that when people speak about him a lot of times it's like it's not what he left behind, it's what people assume that he did, and that's why Michael wasn't so quick to talk to me, because he was just like, no, like I don't I don't want to talk about that. Like I don't want to talk about what people said about me. I don't want to talk about what I did, I want to just talk about what I wanted to leave this legacy in this world. My legacy, excuse me. I just want to leave my legacy in this world. I want you guys to hear my music and resonate, and just not about what I did. I'm hearing him. He's like, I tried so hard to keep myself private so that way people wouldn't hear certain things going on in my life, or like hear certain um people in my life that didn't need to be there. Another thing that I'm hearing from Michael, he's saying, I'm so surprised, guys, he's talking to me. Like, this is crazy. Um, but I can assure you, I'm actually like really hearing it. He's saying too, without me even pulling cards, like he's saying, about how he has like so much love to give and he's so upset. Like, he keeps stressing that, like, he's so upset that people keep talking, even to this day, they keep talking about the things that he did, and also he's telling me, I wasn't sure if this was going to be okay to talk about, but he keeps telling me like he keeps telling me that when he was younger, things did happen with his family. He won't let me fully say what you guys can kind of put the pieces together. He did have some very traumatic stuff happen in his life that caused him to be very scared of the world and to be very afraid to speak out. Only, like I said, only around those that he fully trusted. The one that he was closest to, I'm hearing, he was closest to Latoya. I'm hearing him say Latoya, like he was closest to Latoya, and he was closest to Janet. And one of his brothers, he was closest to one of his brothers. I can't hear which one because he was like in and out closest to him, but I keep hearing like Latoya and Janet. Like those were the two that he felt the most safest with, because even with his brothers, like even though there was one brother that he felt very safe with, the rest of them just didn't really understand him, I'm hearing him say. So he felt very stable with his sisters, which for his two sisters, which for him, That was very important because he has his Mars in Taurus, and he has his Pisces and his Virgo energy. So that makes someone like him very introverted and shy. But when you, like I keep saying, when you get around them, you start seeing the, like, how creative and intuitive and, just how lively they are, and he's really stressing that to me. So thank you for that, Michael. So, I'm gonna go ahead and see if he will let me talk about some of the stuff that comes out in his cards just about him. I'm not gonna pull on him as a like, I'm not gonna pull on the stuff that happened in his life, but we'll see what comes up. Let's see what he says. Okay, guys, just like I suspected, like, I just have to trust my intuition, and Michael is saying that it's okay to speak a little bit about what he says I can speak about. So I got judgment, which means yeah, it's fine. Um, that is awesome. I'm so honored. Like, I try not to fangirl. Um, so Michael, what is one? What you keep speaking about your legacy? You keep speaking about your music. What did you really want people to know about you and your music? Okay, so guys, I got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. One major thing that he's telling me is that, well, one, he's saying that he still had a lot more music that he wanted to release. Like, that's not a shock, at all, because usually artists have like a bunch of music that they want to release. But he's saying he really didn't get to, with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, he didn't get to finish his story. He didn't get to finish his legacy. He kind of feels like he went a little too soon. He wasn't expecting to go the way he went, to be honest. Kind of like I said about Mac Miller, like, he was upset when he passed. Like, it was really hard. Michael is saying it was really hard for him to pass because he was just very upset. Like, he was like, what the heck? Like, even though he was having problems, especially with, he was saying with, addiction and like having, taken too much and all that stuff, he's saying that unfortunately he he didn't he just feels bad. He's let a lot of it go, but at the same time he hasn't fully crossed over to the point where he can forgive himself, because he feels bad that he left Paris. He feels bad that he left Blanket and his other son, So I don't know the other son's name. I can't think of his name right now. But I'll put a picture up. You guys know who it is. But he's saying he still had so much more music to give. He still had so much more in his soul to give, and he said that he left the way he left, and um it really hurts him, and he wants you guys to know that he hopes that you guys still enjoy the music that he made, and he hopes that his fans, because those are the ones he really wanted to impress, that really understood him, and his family, that some of his family members that really understood him. He knows that his death really impacted a lot of people, and he just did it. He doesn't like the way that he left, because like I said, he still had more in his heart to give. Like, he wanted to speak about more stuff than he spoke about. So he also was telling me that his voice was like silenced a lot. His record label silenced him hell of a lot. I'm saying that, not him. His record label silenced him a lot, and he's very upset about that. So I just got the Queen of Cups in the upright. I am hearing that Michael wanted to have more kids. He really loved being around children. I'm seeing his kids that he isn't aware of now, that he's not seeing now. There's more kids. There's more kids, that it's not just Paris, Blanket, and his son. There's like other kids. So I don't know if those were the kids that he's talking about, if he's talking about the ones in Neverland, or if he's talking about his actual children. Oh, his okay, he's saying his actual children. He really cares about them, of course. He wants, I don't know if the mother is blonde. I'm seeing a blonde mom. I don't know if Paris, Blanket, and the other son, I don't know if one of their moms is blonde or both of their moms is blonde. I know two of the kids are blonde, but I don't know what does Blanket look like? I can't think of what he looks like right now. But he's hoping that the mom is okay, and apparently she was pregnant around the time he passed. So I don't know if this was with his kids or if it was with another baby. But he's saying he hopes she's okay. He still cares about her. Their mom. Okay, guys, so he's getting a little bit annoyed of talking, so unfortunately I don't know how much longer the video will go. I'm so happy that he's came through this much, to be honest, guys. I am getting the Page of Wands in the reverse, which is telling me that he is starting to not want to talk anymore. I'm starting to kind of lose him, so you know, he does want to say his last thing and then I will let him go. So I apologize to anyone who wanted this video to be a lot longer, but like I said, I'm so fucking happy that he came through this much, because I honestly did not even think that he would. You know, I didn't even want to ask again because, you know. So let's see, Michael, do you have any last words? I don't want to bother you any more than I have. Do you have any last words for your fans? The Chariot, wow. He's saying for his fans to please move on. He's saying that he's doing a lot better. He's moving more. He is still a little bit stuck, but he is moving more into the realms of heaven. And he does hope that one day more of his truth comes out. He's really, like I said, guys, he's kind of upset about, well, not just kind of, he is upset about the things that people have accused him of. And because all he ever wanted to do was love people, all he ever wanted to do was care about people, and not in the ways that people are thinking, like totally, like, but he kind of, I guess, sees why people would think certain things. He's a very kind and generous person, and he's a very understanding person, and he's saying that a lot of times people would take that for granted, like, or they would misjudge him, or they would think certain things, and they would make assumptions because he moved in silence a lot, and he was very quiet. He only really, which is so Virgo, you know, if you think about it, he only really spoke out unless like he felt the need to. And he only spoke out like maybe if he did interviews, which he hated doing interviews. He hated doing interviews. He's saying as well, I feel. Um, but he's saying for you guys to move forward with your life and to, you know, to not dwell on the things that happen. He knows a lot of his fans are still hurting over his death, and he loves you guys, and you know, he's saying world peace. He wishes everyone well, but he is trying to move more into his own peace of mind and his own peaceful energy, which I do feel like he will find. But like I said, guys, Knight of Swords, he doesn't want to talk anymore. So I want to go ahead and say, Michael, thank you so much for coming through. You know, God, thank you for allowing me to speak to Michael, for other people who wish to hear him and hear his voice. And I wish him nothing but peace and happiness and more spiritual peace, you know. So guys, continue to pray for Michael, continue to pray for his family. Again, I apologize that this video wasn't long, but you know, I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm not gonna be on camera and be like, yeah, you know, like I talked to Michael. It's like, yeah, I kind of did, but it wasn't, he didn't want to talk a lot, you know. And if you guys are truly his fans, I'm sure you guys will comment and be like, yeah, that's Michael, like he doesn't like talking. Like unless, you know, he feels the need to, you know. So again, I thank Michael for coming through as much as he did. I thank him so much for allowing me to pull on him, even though at first he told me no. And you know, sometimes guys, don't think I was being disrespectful. Sometimes that's how it happens, is the, you know, they'll be like, okay, like they'll feel you out, you know, the spirit will feel you out, and then if they feel like you're legit, they will go ahead and do a little bit as much as they want to. But that just talking to me like that, the way he did, was just that, I felt it, like that was draining him, like he was getting drained. So it's so crazy how souls and, you know, spirits can still get drained. It's so crazy to me. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I apologize that it wasn't as long as you guys have wanted. I know a lot of people have been wanting a Michael Jackson reading from me. Like here and there people have asked, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I apologize for it not being long enough, but I have to respect him, and I'm just so grateful that he let me in this much as he did. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a good Halloween. I wanted to touch a little bit more on what he thought of Thriller and all that other stuff, but this was more of it turned into a very serious video, and I'm very, very proud of it. So I hope you guys love this video. If you would like to keep rocking with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay. I just appreciate you guys for watching and giving me a chance to show you my reading skills. Happy Halloween, guys. I hope you had a good one. Bye.